Hello, my beautiful friends. I am Shannon. This is Lifestyle Manifesting. I'm talking all about manifesting as a lifestyle on my channel. Today, I want to talk about abundance, having an abundant mindset, looking at the world that there's endless supply. Look at the abundance that we have. You want to shift from seeing that there's lack in the world. Okay, remember, the current 3D is showing all of it. It's showing abundance and it's showing lack. But where are you focused more often? Are you focused on lack and not having and it's difficult and it's never working out? Or are you focusing on the abundance, the unlimited supply in the world? There's an endless stream of everything. That's all you need to do is put your attention and focus on the endless stream of abundance, whether it's abundance of money, abundance of love, abundance of freedom, abundance of security, it's all existing. And in order for you to align to that reality, you want to shift your focus and attention to that reality. Create core beliefs that there is an endless supply. There's infinite resources available to you. You have the ability to create anything you want by focusing on that unseen reality, imagining it, and knowing that your imagination creates, it will be materialized in your world. If you want a more abundant world, start claiming that as your reality. Start claiming that there is enough. Here's what happens is, let's say you're in any profession, and then within your profession, you feel like there's competition. There's not even any competition. There is no competition. There's enough for everyone. There's a perception of competition. So do you want to look through the eyes of that perception of competition, or do you want to create a reality where there is no competition? Because you can create that reality. There's no competition. We're not competing for more money because there's enough. We're not competing for more clients because there's enough. There is enough, but you have to change your mindset and your perception and where you look at and how you're looking at the world. It's a simple change of your perception, aligning with that reality and seeing there is enough love. There are so many available partners for you. You know, if you're looking for new love, but you think if you're in a lack mindset with love, you think, well, all the good ones are taken. It's really hard to meet someone. I don't know, the good ones are gone. I'm not meeting any great people. In order to align with a reality where you're meeting great people, you change those beliefs. There are 8 billion or more people in the world, right? There are so many great people. Okay, start looking at examples already that you see of great people, great relationships. You want to put your focus and attention on picturing that reality that you want, that ideal reality you want. So if you want to find new love, then you want to be focusing on, there are so many possibilities. There are so many great people out there. You get clear on what you want with that relationship. When it comes to money, instead of looking at the lack and thinking, I don't have any money, there's no money in my account, how am I going to pay my bills? Remember, you're creating your reality through your perception, and your imagination precedes the physical reality. So you want to see that opportunities come to you. You want to see and know that there's an endless supply of money. You can affirm that. You can script it out. Use those processes, use those techniques to help you get there. Imagining is powerful, right? I mean, it's all coming from our imagination, but can you get into a place where you're really daydreaming? And it's okay to daydream, right? Daydream that you're in it. Like if you want to manifest having a boat, then picture that you're on that boat and you're on the lake or you're in the ocean. And what are you doing? You're hanging out with friends on the boat and enjoying the beautiful sights that you see and enjoying the weather. Get into that feeling. What would it feel like to have that, to have the extra money to buy the clothes and the outfits you want to buy? What would it feel like, right? It's the feeling. The feeling is the secret. What does it feel like to have that? to pay all your bills and still have money to spend and feel like you have so much money to spend? What would it feel like if you could be so generous to others that you could just give a $20 bill to anyone on the street, or a $100 bill, whatever you want, to imagine. Okay, so imagine being in that place and know that you're unlimited. Tap into the endless supply. I wanted to start just getting you in that mindset of knowing, first of all, it's being aware and observant of your thoughts and how you perceive reality. When you change your perception about your reality is going to conform and align with that new perception you have. So focus on abundance and let that be rippling out to every area of your life. Don't just focus on your specific person. Don't just focus on, the house or this or that, the money, the career. I mean, picture it every area of your life. How does it look in every area of your life? How does abundance look in every area of your life? Not only in your own life, but in the world reflected back at you, seeing abundance. Imagining that everyone is getting a raise or everyone's getting a bonus. Tallulah. I want my SP to spend my birthday with me. What do I affirm for this? Right now in the present moment, imagine your birthday already took place. Okay, and I'm going to give you an imaginal scene and then some affirmations. So imagine it already took place and you spent it with your birthday. They are with you. They prioritize you. They see you as a priority. What does that look like to you? How does that feel? What do you see? Okay, imprint that vision, imprint it within you and feel that. You can be affirming, what does it look like? Really focus more on what does that feel like? How did you feel? I feel so good that I spent my birthday with the person I love. I feel so good that they spent the day with me. If you want to say it as an intention, I intend we're doing this for our birthday. That could be like looking at linear time and, because we know your birthday is in the future, right? So through linear time, set that intention of what it's going to look like. Don't look at the 3D reality as it is, because if you just look at the 3D reality as it is, you continue to create the 3D into the, what appears to be the future. There's the duality of linear time, but we know something different. We know that all creation is complete and there's only the eternal now. I've been trying to get a home for my sons and I. How can I control the panic I feel? So think of yourself as a person who's calm, okay? Maybe there's even someone in your life who's calming. Identify people in the world that you see as a figure who embodies like serenity and calmness, because we get stuck in the panic, or and then that creates more of it. It creates more feelings of that, like fear and panic. And that's a lot of times, what that comes from is we think about the future and the unknown of the future, and that may feel anxious, give you anxiety, right, or panic, because you're trying to find a home and you're wondering, is it going to happen? So you want to start stepping into focusing more on, I can be calm about this. It's all going to work out. Somehow, some way, it can work out. The goal is for you to focus more on being calm, cool, collected. I can be patient. I know how to be patient. I know how to trust. I know how to trust that the world is, like this higher self within you, that everything's going to work out. Because by the way, remember, your whole world is a reflection of your inner state. If your inner state is panic, anxiety, then your outer world will show you a reflection of what's within you, right? It's not like the universe. The universe isn't, well, okay, if you believe the universe has your back, that's actually okay to have that belief, but it's not like the universe is outside of you. You are the universe. Go within and start creating how you want it to feel. Okay, so if you're feeling panicked, there's other techniques you can do. Breathing techniques, meditation is powerful. Do a little bit of exercise, right? Go for walks, being mindful, being in the present moment. When we're thinking about the future, that's why we might feel anxiety. Instead of thinking of the future, you're in the present moment, being mindful and present in this moment. Go for a walk, look at the flowers, look at the trees, say hello to people. Because that anxiety will start to diminish and go away as you go for your walk, as you're present. Maybe even back to imagining, when you're in a good place, like go on that walk, you're feeling better. That's a really good time. You don't really want to imagine from the place of trying to make something change and different. And you're feeling anxiety and you think, well, let me go imagine that I do get what I want, right? Whatever the desire is. But you're already coming from the inner state of feeling anxious and lack and I don't have it and let me try and let me make this happen. And all of that will just match a reality that shows that what's within you. Okay, so that's why it's powerful to switch your state to feeling more patient and feeling more calm, even by the affirmations. I intend to be more calm. I intend to be more patient. I'm more patient, okay? I personally created patience within myself. Sorry about the traffic in the background, guys. I'm in the city. I created patience within myself because I had read several years ago, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill, at the one of the latter chapters of the book, he had a mastermind where he had that mastermind where he would imagine that he's sitting at the table with all these different greats of the world and that he was having conversations with them and interacting with them. Like he would have Napoleon and he would intend to be, or maybe not, he didn't use the word intend, but he liked Napoleon in his persistence, right? And he was embodying that feeling of persistence from Napoleon. And with Abraham Lincoln, so this is what I took. I actually took a lot of those within and embodied them in myself, but like Abraham Lincoln was said to be a very patient person. I had it all scripted in my book about Abraham Lincoln and how he's patient, and I have the patience of Abraham Lincoln. So then I kept imagining and embodying what that feels like. So you can use those techniques, like imagine that, who is someone that feels like they would be a really patient person? Maybe Oprah Winfrey. I feel like she is really patient and calm and easy to talk to. Embody what that feels like, just to feel like you feel calm. Michelle Obama, right? Doesn't she embody this feeling of this presence of like calmness, right? Security. You want to feel, instead of panic, the lower emotional scale. With the lower emotions of like panic and worry and doubt and scarcity, all those, start thinking more about love and peace and harmony, the higher feelings on that scale, okay? Security, because that's what you really want, right? You want to have a home for the security that it gives you with your kids. So that's where you want to tap into feeling, I feel secure, right? I feel patient. Patient is also very calming. But I think maybe you want to tap even more into that idea of security. I intend to feel secure. I am secure. Things are working out for me. Poda is asking, is it safe to manifest people? Well, we're already manifesting people. You don't know it, but now you do. You're already manifesting every person in your life right now. In your whole life, you've been manifesting people in your life. But you've been doing it unconsciously. So what I'm teaching is conscious, deliberate manifestation with specific people, but it's not just specific people, it's everyone, family, friends, kids, like your interactions and experiences through life. Whatever you perceive of someone, your conception of them is already manifesting. Okay, your conception of people in your world manifest. So if you are encountering, let's say you have a boss that's a total jerk, it's not your boss, it's you. It's not you. Well, you're aligning with a version of that person in your reality that's a total jerk. And you have the power to change that just by changing your conception of that jerk. And no longer focusing on that, and start to see a new version of your boss, because there are infinite versions of everyone in the world, right? You see the version of your boss who is really compassionate and kind. So you would affirm that, and you could create imaginal scenes of what that would look like. What would it look like if your boss were now praising you and kind to you and smiling at you, and you know what I mean? Giving you the things the experience you prefer in the workplace. You're already doing it. So how do you test it? You just change your conception of someone to prove it to yourself. Lily mentioned back to Touch Your Soul about the house with the kids. The more you fear, the farther you get from what you want. Yeah, I mean, because you'll only be aligning with a reality that shows you what's within you. And if you're feeling fear, you're just going to match a reality with more situations or circumstance that show you that there's fear. Okay, so this is all deliberate. This is conscious creation. This is a mental discipline. This is learning not to let the 3D world or anything outside of you tell you what is true, but you go within to tell you the truth. Can you just use visualization and not affirmations? Absolutely. Those are just techniques. Remember, the technique is not what's manifesting, that process and that technique's not what's manifesting your reality, but it's how do you feel? The way that we are, this is quantum physics tells us that the subconscious mind does not know the difference between what we're imagining and what's the present moment. Okay, our subconscious mind does not know the difference between this present moment and what we're imagining. That's why we're imagining. We're imagining to feel that reality and align with that reality, right? Remember, whatever you're claiming, you're going to match and align a reality that continues to give you that. If you're claiming and affirming, I'm living my dream world right now, okay, claim that, because your world will match that. Your experience will match that. My affirmations are in my dreams. Someone's saying them to me, or I can randomly hear them. Does that mean it's impressing my subconscious? Yes, yeah, because while you're in a dream state, you're not like consciously trying to make something happen, okay? So let that feel good. And my perspective on dreams will change probably as I'm growing and evolving in the world, but in my experience with dreams, you could create the meaning behind it. Create what that meaning is for you, okay? Because if you have a lot of bad dreams, create the meaning that you're purging those bad dreams. How do I manifest clear skin? Well, you want to start claiming that now. My skin is vibrant and beautiful. My skin is so clear and alluring. It's magnetic, So it's you saying, okay, let's say your skin, you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, yeah, but it's not. Well, you want to claim what you want it to be, okay? Let's say you use some sort of product that claims to help with clear skin, which is kind of a placebo anyway, right? But it does help. It can help. If that's the route you go, that's still okay. Use that product, put it on your skin and say, this is working. It's making my skin clear. It's glowing. My skin is glowing. However you see yourself, the world will reflect and see back to you. So see yourself with clear skin. Tell yourself you're already beautiful. You look beautiful. Those are things that I've said many years ago. I mean, I've always had pretty good clear skin, but I'm getting older and the perception could be that you get wrinkles. So I'm always affirming, my face is very flawless and, just exactly what I said. It's clear and tight and firm. My cells are regenerating. Okay, that idea behind cells regenerating is powerful because we don't really see the cells in our body. But if we know that our cells are regenerating, they're regenerating and building new cells, producing new, collagen within our face or within our body and within our face. Okay, so that could be a powerful way to look at it too. Should I continue to assume I'm SP's girlfriend until he asks me? Absolutely. And then assume I'm his wife after. Okay, so are you wondering, do I say girlfriend now and wife? You could even say it in your head. I mean, if you felt there's no right or wrong, okay? It's whatever feels best to you. So do you feel better right now? Do you feel good if you're affirming, you know what? I'm already his wife. I already know that we're getting married. If that feels good to you, affirm that. Okay, remember, it's not about the affirmation. It's what that affirmation implies and how it makes you feel. ultimately, it's not about being girlfriend and wife. It's about being 100% feeling like this is solid. This relationship is secure, and that's what you're aiming for, right? You're aiming for, we are together and we both know it. We are together, and he sees me as the, the best thing that's ever happened to him. There's nothing that you could do that he would ever feel like it would change his feeling about you, because he's so solid. That's where you're getting at. Do you see, like, the feeling that you're getting at is, we want to be a girlfriend, wife, but get into what does that feel like? That feels like you trust each other implicitly. You feel so secure. There's faithfulness, loyalty to each other. Okay, so that's a little bit deeper of what that feeling is. Whatever feels better. Like, if you just want to go to the end and be like, I'm totally his wife. He's so faithful, so loyal, totally enamored with me. Neverland said, it's nuts how many affirmations are working. They are working because everything is yourself pushed out. That's why I know that's the old version of you thinking it's nuts, but it's actually cool. It's really incredible. It's really powerful. Guess what? Look at you, right? So waking up in your reality to see that everything is a reflection of you, waking up to know your power, waking up to realize that your world you could literally mold it to be whatever you want. Not only the world, but however you want to experience the world. You don't have to be if you're currently not totally excited about this avatar, this person, this human that you're in, you can change anything. And it's simpler, easier than you even knew it to be. So keep up with it, and also keep acknowledging your affirmations are working. Keep acknowledging that, because you want to see that you're the operant power, right? That builds your belief, builds your faith, builds your confidence, and you're like, oh, this is true, right? The truth of it. It gets you into more of a knowing state. We're in a relationship, but I'm feeling him distancing himself from me, like he lost interest in me. If you're feeling that, you're the causation. Remember, do you understand causation? You guys know cause and effect, but it's like, get that in your system and understand you're the cause. And if you feel like he's lost interest in you, he's going to reflect that. Okay? So the only way to change it, you don't go and tell him, hey, what's going on? Because he's only reflecting what you had within you. And you don't change it on the outside, you change it within. Okay? So start feeling, even though there's something out there that feels like he's distancing, it's something within you. Maybe you saw him give someone else a priority. He didn't prioritize you. This is an example, right? I'm not sure the situation, but as an example, maybe he did something. He was too busy to be with you. He had something for work or something with his friends, and now you're at home thinking, God, why isn't he with me? Like, does he not like me? Is he interested? Now your mind starts to think of creating scenarios in assumptions, by the way, that are not even true. And those assumptions manifest. Okay, so do you see in your own situation how that all took place? Because I know it only comes from you. So it's what you were contemplating in your own mind. But let's get to the place of fixing that, of aligning with the reality. You have to change it within. So even though in the world, right? Even though in the world he's showing you this like distance, and you're going to feel that now because your world showed it to you. But remember, in order to change it, you have to start feeling together. Okay? Even if he's still showing distance later today, tomorrow, tonight, whatever. But you have to conjure that feeling in your mind, like, no, we are together. We're totally strong. He's coming over all the time. He wants to hang out with me. Okay, those are things you say to yourself. And the purpose of saying that story to yourself is because maybe in the first few times you say it, you're like, yeah, it doesn't feel true though, because he wants to spend time with his friends. Remember, he's only reflecting you. If he's a reflection of you, you're a projector. You're projecting Your imagination is projected into this 3D reality, the screen, the space, this world, time-space reality. Okay, so it's you that only you need to change, but you can't look at him for your evidence. The evidence will show you once you change within. You have to change first by picturing. Instead of picturing distance, because if you say, well, he's distancing himself, do you see, like I'm even picturing that, right? If you say he's distancing himself, well, I just see that he's over here and you're over here. You're over here and he's like distancing himself. Now, instead of saying that, you have to say the only thing you say with regard to him is he's with me. He's coming closer to me, right? He's right here with me, coming closer and closer. Our bond is stronger and stronger. You have to say it like you want it to be, not what you see in the 3D reality, because then you just create what you see. And that's not you being a creator. That's you just reacting and creating by reacting. Get it? Do you get it? And then again, don't say ever again that he lost interest in you. Start working on like how you see yourself. Well, he's totally interested in me because I'm interesting and I'm hot and I'm beautiful and I'm loved and I'm really, he always feels safe and secure with me. He feels so comfortable with me. I am someone who people feel safe and secure with. I put myself into situations where I could meet women, no hate. Yeah. Well, why would there be hate? Okay, so here's the thing. Remember, your beliefs are creating your reality. So if you want to put yourself into situations where you could meet women, start saying it's really easy to meet women. Start picturing who you are, okay? So imagine you're that person that walks in the room and everyone's turning their heads and they're like, ooh, who is that? Become that person, become that version of you. You know, maybe you don't want all the attention, but if that's an example again, right? So you create that by seeing yourself as that person. And if you said, well, I'm not really that person, you affirm it until you feel that version of you. You become that version of you right now and create the beliefs like it's really easy to meet women. It's really easy to meet people in the world. It's easy to communicate and have a new conversation, right? Think about when you do meet someone new and then it's like, oh, it didn't go anywhere because it felt awkward. Start getting in the big picture. What would it look like? How would you want it to look? You want it to look like it's easy. Communication with new people, it's really easy. It's effortless. You always connect on something really deep or, right? You're looking at that big picture of how that could look. When I was dating, okay, I did the dating apps. I met great people. And then I just decided I was done with those people I was dating. And I said, I just said it to myself, right? I said to myself, I want to meet someone organically. I just want it to be organic. I didn't want to do it online. Just want to meet someone organic. I already created a belief. It's easy to meet people. It could be anywhere. I go out with my friends for a birthday lunch. There were 4 or 5 of us, and it was like, I don't know, maybe within a week, right? The guy at the restaurant talking to my friends, telling my friends, pointing to me, saying, "You're beautiful, friend." He was also saying my affirmations to my friends about me, right? And then my friends I was single at the time, and my friends gave him my number. Or actually, I was talking to him at the restaurant. It turned out he lived like less than 5 minutes from me. We were talking about the same grocery store that we shopped at. He goes, I said, oh, I shop at that Mariano's over right kind of between us. He goes, oh, I always go there too. So anyway, I started dating that guy. I went on a trip, kind of forgot about him. Like I met him, but I was going on a trip right away. And I told him I'd text him, whatever, when I got back. And I got back, but I was just so busy. I got kids, whatever. And I went to that Mariano's to get groceries. I went for a bike ride, so I was totally like, workout, like blah. I go to that grocery store, and as I walk in, who's standing there? In the produce. I was like, no way. Like, okay, so that's all deliberate manifestation. Like everything I talked about manifested, right? Intend to meet someone organically, I already had affirmed communication's easy. I already affirmed what I was looking for in a partner, like what they look, not their physical looks, but the character traits that they hold. Really kind, compassionate, easy to talk to, someone who wants a relationship, ready for a relationship, emotionally available, expressing their feelings, all these things. I already got clear on all that, right? You don't have to, you could get clear on that right now, whether you're manifesting a specific person, ex, new love, or whatever. It's the same process. Okay, so speak into existence how you want it to be, because it all happened for me. I just said, yep, want that. We happen to go to, by the way, we did say, hey, I'll probably run into you that first time we met and we talked about shopping at the same grocery store. I remember saying, hey, I'll probably run into you one day or someday there. And then that's exactly what even happened. Okay, so look at how you could be creating your reality really deliberately. I didn't totally have attachment to that, because in a way I didn't care either way. You could affirm, I meet people organically. You could go to a party tonight. You could start having people inviting you to parties where it's like the perfect person seems like, is there, and you're like, oh, and she's so interested in you. Anyone I like is interested in me. That's a belief you create, right? Anyone that you are interested in is head over heels for you. So you walk in a room, that person's already head over heels for you because you like them, or you're interested. All right. Do you have any advice as far as social media? I manifest so well when I step away from my phone. Well, you can't be coming from the place of lack, like you're manifesting really great, and then why are you going on it's not the fact that you're going on social media, it's the reason why you're going on social media. Are you going on social media to check what are they doing without you? Who are they with? Okay, because if you could stop doing that, you could still check social media, but you see, you got to change your mindset of your perception of why are you looking? Get more secure in yourself. Get so secure in yourself that if you looked at, no matter what you saw, if their picture with another, like let's say it's a guy for you, right? And you go to look on social media, you see him with a woman, you don't even care because you think it's probably a sister. It's probably a good friend. It's just some woman in the picture. It's nothing. See, when you create that security within you, but so if I'm not saying it's all about your security, but someone who's really secure inside wouldn't make those assumptions right away. Okay, you want to create that's who you are. You're so secure in who you are. You're so secure. You create that by affirming that. You create that by, embodying that feeling and seeing yourself that way. You can look at the social media, just don't look with the intention that something's wrong. Look from a different intention or perspective. By the way, you can also practice what you're going to see, because that will manifest. So if you want to make that a practice for yourself, practice that you look at the phone, or, whatever you're looking, and whatever it is, whichever, like let's say Instagram, and imagine that you already pulled up Instagram and you could just see that they're out having fun and enjoying life. You could see something that would feel calming and relaxing to you. You have to practice seeing that instead of getting worked up and worried about what you will see. This is why you create what you want to see. I created what I wanted to see in that example I just gave about meeting someone organically, meeting them at the store. Affirming, everything I affirmed and said within, it was like, I'm just feeling like very magical. I was like, oh my God. Another story I have, I was talking, it was summertime several years ago, and my friend asked me if I ever went to that wine bar on the river. And I said, actually, I've been there. It's been a long time. I go, yeah, we should go there. And then we were texting, right? And then I think I texted, I need to meet somebody with a boat because it's right on the river. You could pull your boat right up and go to that wine bar. 5 days later, I think that was like a Tuesday or Wednesday, that Saturday, like the next day, my friend said, hey, a bunch of us are going on a boat with friends. like, you want to go on a boat on Saturday for the whole entire day? I'm like, yeah, I'm in. That Saturday night, okay, so we go on this boat, 16 people, huge. He's got a really nice boat. By the way, I started dating that guy because I would affirm that, just very, very easily affirm that, right? So anyway, we're on the boat all day from like 10 o'clock. Now it's 10 o'clock at night. We switched from the bigger boat to the smaller speed boat, and we went through the river, and now we're at that wine bar. I take a picture of that wine bar. I send it to my friend. I'm like, guess what I just manifested? All I said was, I need to meet someone with a boat and go to that wine bar. Now I'm there with a group of people at the wine bar like 5 days later. Okay, so you can be manifesting, start to get the bigger picture of how your world works. I affirm my world is so harmonious, right? My world, it's very harmonious. It's always working out for me. I always get what I want. I manifest instantly. It feels very effortless. It feels very easy. My life is easy. It's easy to be me. Now, by the way, I came from a place where I lost everything I knew my life to be. I wasn't that person even a year before that. I was not that person whatsoever. So you can become that person really quickly. The person you want to be, the person in the reality where it feels very magical and it feels very easy, and everything you're thinking, all these desires are just manifesting easily. Going through a spiritual awakening, any advice? Well, my advice is to be an observer of your reality, and in this, I think the biggest concept to understand is everyone is yourself pushed out, and the world is a reflection of you. Everyone and everything. It's not just people, it's everything. Everything in the world is a reflection from within your inner world, and it's outpictured into this world. So it's all coming from you. So the advice I have is be an observer. What are you thinking? What are your beliefs? And what are you seeing? Because you're going to see people saying your own beliefs and your own affirmations and reflecting back to you how you believe reality to work. When you see that, you see the power of the oneness. You see past duality, and you see that everything is responding to you. Now, get a big picture of, at least, and for the moment, right, you're always going to grow how you want your life to be. You're going to grow and have different thoughts and feelings about what you're experiencing and what you want to experience, but start getting a big picture of like, oh, what do you want to experience? Do you want to experience? And make a bucket list, make a life list. I think I'm freaked out. Now I can't get back to the bliss feeling. Well, how do you get back to the bliss feeling? You do things that make you feel good. You do things that make you feel passionate. You do things that just make you feel like, even if you were deciding to take a nap today because that just felt good, and you reset yourself and intend, like it's all about changing your focus, okay? So what, you freaked out. I don't care what it happened and what you freaked out about. All you need to do is know that the present moment right now is what creates the, future experiences, the present and the future. So start changing your focus on things that make you feel better, okay? You don't have to go into bliss immediately. Just go into feeling content. Go into feeling okay. Go into feeling pretty good. And then you'll keep building and building and building on that. So that's doing things you enjoy. That's being mindful and in the present moment. Because if you're mindful in the present moment and you're cooking lunch or dinner or something, and you're really present, you're not thinking about what you freaked out about. Okay, that's why it's being present. You're not thinking about what happened while you're cooking, but you're being present. Go for a workout. I feel like that is, for me, that's what I would like. That's what I do, right? I go to a Pilates class. I can't think of anything but being in class. I'm focusing on my muscles. I'm focusing on my muscles are firm and tight, that I have the body of my 20-year-old self that's strong, right? And resilient and powerful. Hey, Duncan, you don't have to give this out for free, but you do. Oh, you don't have to give this out for free, but you do. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Yeah. Why am I doing this? Because I want to spread the word, spread the word. That sounds, spread the word of God. No, I want, because people are waking up. You're all waking up and you're seeing, maybe you have a desire that you want so bad. I don't want to use the word desperately, right? But actually the power of it, having this desire, whether it's a specific person or anything, this is more about you realizing that you are the creator of your reality and you can have anything you want. And by the way, you created, not you, but we are creating the things we didn't want. We are creating people to treat us terribly. We are creating that. You are creating that in your own reality. It's really cool because we can now realize that we could create anything we want. And as long as we keep shifting our focus to that bigger picture and the light at the end of the tunnel, and that there's a cherry on top. That's why I'm doing this, because I want you guys to get this and understand that. Someone said to me that my SP said something not okay about us or me, what to do. He didn't want to give me details, but my assumptions are bad now. Well, I don't know what you want to do. There are infinite ways to look at that. You can revise what they said. You're maybe already coming from a place of feeling separate, so now that's why your assumption is negative. You need to create a positive assumption. In the moment, as we make an assumption, that decides whether we go down that path or that path, that path or that path. Which path do you want to go down? Not working out, saying negative things, or the path where it is working out? Because in every single present moment, our assumptions are creating your future experience. If you want this is your SP, so I'm assuming you want to be with them in a relationship. Go to the end and affirm it how you want to be. Remember, anything that's being told to you is only a reflection of some doubt or worry you had. Maybe you worried someone would say something bad. Maybe that's just, even the movies we watch influence us. So if we're watching a lot of movies with the drama and, The Bachelor, those kind of shows where it's like competition and what they say, talking about each other behind each other's back, right? That still transmits into our reality because we perceive that and we see that, and it's a possibility. It doesn't mean that you deliberately thought these thoughts, but it's how you believe the potentials, the possibilities and potentials that exist from the place where you are right now. Do you see that? So it's not necessarily, forgive yourself, never feel like whatever you created was such a bad thing. This is all like learning, growing and evolving. Instead of focusing on what happened, you want to just shift to the person with your desire. The person with your desire doesn't have a problem. The person in the desire, all in the past is forgiven. The person with their desire is seeing that reality, okay? That's where you want to shift yourself. By the way, the course that I created, it's mastering your reality by mastering your self-concept, where you're not looking through the eyes of your old self thinking, how am I going to fix this? But you got to shift. You got to completely forget the past. You stop focusing on that and you start focusing on the version of you who has your desire. Okay, that can happen overnight. It can happen really quickly. Okay, it could feel like it's a little bit of a process, which is okay too. Do you want to identify with the version of you that still sees there's a problem, or do you want to identify with the version of you who there is no problem because you have your desire? Because that's going to manifest, that's going to happen even quicker. The relationship is going to happen even quicker when you're identifying with that version of you, right? There's infinite versions of you. So are you identifying with the version of you who has assumptions that feel bad and still telling kind of an old story that's still playing out? And you can manifest over time that way. It's not like you won't get your manifestation. But do you want to quantum jump into a new timeline where there is no problem? Okay, remember, you need to grow and expand in your consciousness and understand that more than 99% of reality is energy. We don't even see it, and that's all existing. Creation's complete, okay? So don't look through the eyes of your lower self who sees only the physical reality. You guys have the potential to create anything by tapping into your imagination of knowing that you can align with that reality right now. That's going to be like, boom, happen faster because you're going to embody and be that person now. So that my course, I designed it with 4 exercises based on clients I work with, based on my own experiences, right? And I put it together. I started it a year ago and I put it down. I was just too busy playing with my kids and having fun in life. And then I picked it back up because I thought, yeah, I really want to put this together because I wanted to have something where people can come to a self-study and do some exercises and get to that mindset and that space of being in that identity right now. Be that person right now. Okay? Read the book Autobiography of a Yogi. That's going to blow your mind. Maybe it's not going to blow your mind for some of you because the power that we have to shift into any reality exists. Now you just have to open your mind to those possibilities. Be more open to those possibilities. If you want to change your life, if you want to change your life on a bigger scale, where it feels like it's a quantum shift, right? You're collapsing time. You're collapsing time and space. But again, you're looking through the higher, that higher self within you. The reason you have a desire is because that desire is helping you wake up to this, that you are infinite and that you are more than a human body and that you are like all potential exists, right? That you see more than just this physical world. So tap into that aspect of you that sees more than the physical world. How can we ignore circumstances and the 3D when they oppose our manifestations? You look at the circumstance and it's all a choice. So you don't have to ignore it. You just look at it, everything is showing you what's within you. It's actually valuable. So the circumstance that happened that's totally opposite of what you want, it's just showing you what you had within you. It's valuable. It's valuable. Do you see that it's valuable? If you could look at it through a new perspective of, I'm not of the mindset just to, we do ignore it eventually, but like find it first of all as valuable because it's only showing you where you were. And you could say, I'm not there anymore. I don't choose that. I know it's the opposite of what I want and I don't want that. Now, how do you align with the reality that you do want? You start putting that feeling of what it feels like to be in that reality. You affirm that reality. It's all a choice. It's all a choice. Don't fear the opposite because fear even holds that in place because you're still putting the attention on it. A lot of times we manifest the opposite because we fear we're not going to get our manifestation. But if you look at it through new eyes, right? Don't look at it. Remember, it's not separate from you. Whatever the desire is, it's not separate from you. If it's the opposite happening, it's most likely because you feared you were going to lose it. You feared that. And then you were trying to affirm or whatever technique, right? We try to do techniques to make it happen. If you could switch your mindset to knowing, don't look through duality of the lower self, look through your higher, the eyes of that infinite you that sees all creation exists right now. And that reality exists right now. And all you need it's coming from you. Okay, so don't see it as separate. It's coming like you have a thought first and then it manifests in the world. If you were here when I told the story about, like I literally just said, I'm gonna meet someone organically. And then days later, I meet someone organically. I said, hey, we probably run into each other at the store. Days later, we are at the same store, whatever. It was a week later or a week and a half later, we're at the same store. I just commented. This is why you have to observe your thoughts and what happens because you're already doing this for a lifetime. And as you become more aware that you are the creator, that builds your faith. It's already coming from you. It's already yours. Whatever story you're telling about the world, whatever story that you're saying in your head, if you're fighting with your brother in your head, like you're going to a family event and you're like, oh my God, and now you're fighting with them, what do you think the outcome's going to be at that family party? Well, that topic probably come up, or it's not going to be harmonious. It's going to be whatever that conversation you had in your head with your brother, sister, mother, father, whoever. You can change all of that. It's not just about SP. It's about every person in your reality. So stop playing conversations in your head that don't help you get your desire. Play a conversation in your head that is like, oh my God, I'm living my dream life. I have all money at my disposal. Does it mean you're going to manifest that overnight? Well, you will manifest it if you keep that conversation in your head. Okay? If someone in the world says, I can't even pay my bills, how do you do it? Instead of agreeing and say, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just get by like sometimes we want to connect with someone in the world and say, yeah, I'm barely getting by too. I mean, I don't have money to go to that movie, or I don't have money. But see, you have to catch what you're saying, because if you're saying that, that's what your reality is. So you have to kind of look at your 3D is already reflecting your old belief about it. So if someone said that to you, like, I barely have enough money to get by, now observe it and say, okay, you're catching it within. You go, oh, that's what my belief is. People reflect to you your own beliefs. Okay, so this is all about being aware and observing. Your awareness creates the fact that you're aware of things is what's creating your reality. So instead of agreeing that I barely have enough money to get through the week, you would say, you know what? I just know somehow it's going to work out. I have big hopes for myself. So you don't have to talk specifically about the money and the topic, but you could say, you know what? I have big hopes for myself, and I believe good things are supposed to happen for me. That's pretty general, but that's focusing on a great picture, and that will manifest in your world. Okay, so that was all about my long-winded, I go out on long-winded conversations because I do. Yeah, how to let go when you are too detached. David R. Hawkins wrote the book Letting Go. That's a really great book, right? And something that he did, and I didn't read that whole book, but I skimmed through it, and I've skimmed through it many times. But what I really took from that book that was powerful was the idea that in one point of his life, he had millions, he has plenty of money, he's written books, right? But there was a point in his life where he has all this millions of dollars, and he decides he's just giving it all up and moving out of the country, So imagine, now these imaginal things don't necessarily mean they'll be created. It's kind of your belief behind it. You're practicing expanding your mind in different ways. Imagine if you could just give up everything. Here's the thing. The reason he gave up everything is it's not because he thought he would never have nothing, because he knew he could always create that million again. He had enough belief in, like, we're creating a reality, so believe that, right? So why are you attached to something? Because you think you need to have it. It's going to make you, there are many, many different reasons, but some of the reasons could be like, I want to have that thing in my life. I don't want to lose it. I want to keep it with me. I'm afraid of losing things. But what if you knew that, I mean, you might be talking about a specific person, but even this exercise helps you with anything, right? Imagine you were just going to let go of that millions of dollars or give it away because you knew, you believe in yourself so much that $1 million is going to come right back. You don't want to be a person who goes through your life, you make that big money, and then if something happened, you lose it, and you don't even know how you're going to get back there. Okay, because you're creating with your imagination. Just know. Okay, like Jesus said, the Jesus phrase that I like is like, I don't know if it was a phrase, but something, it was like he walked through life and every need that he had was satisfied. What if you could imagine that you walk through life and your need is always satisfied? Okay, so other ways of not being attached. That book would be helpful. Okay, it's not exactly teaching exactly what I'm teaching, but everything in the world is a tool that could help you look at it through a new perspective. So look through a new perspective of like, how could you imagine giving things away? Because you always know you'll have something more, okay? Not giving away your specific person, but here, that we don't want to be attached to someone to complete us and make us fulfilled, because you already have the fulfillment within. It's creating that feeling from within. Create fulfillment from within. That's why we want anything in the world, is because we want to feel happy or fulfilled or good. Okay, so if you could generate and feel that feeling within you without even having the desire, that's what you're doing here. Feel that before it happens. And have a great day. Bye.